Good evening, sports fans. Wrong channel. Good evening, everybody. It's Ian with Mountain Moose Reviews, and a slightly different review for all of you who have decided to subscribe and or watch my channel. In advance, I am sorry because I've had way more caffeine than is probably healthy, so it should be an exciting ride. If you followed me before, I usually do a HuntVault Elite box review, but seeing as it's way too early in the month for HuntVault to even consider shipping their products out because they do it typically the next month after, I decided to give BattlBox a try. So, for those of you who haven't tried BattlBox, I figured I'd give it a quick whirl to see how it goes. Fun and interesting fact, you can actually take the BattlBox, purchase one up to the 3rd of the month that you're actually hoping to provide or buy for. So I bought it on the 3rd of February. Today is the 11th of February. That's an 8-day turnaround. HuntVault, take a hint. People like getting their stuff in the month they order it. I know it's hard to do, but I'd focus on that first. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled program. BattlBox, whenever you first sign up for their stuff, you don't get to get the month that they're in. So I had to pick one between months, I think it was like 54 through 57, something along that line. So I had to pick a box that had already been out. Benefits of that, I was able to choose one that I thought I would most like. So I've already done there are a lot of reviews on it. I believe I chose BattlBox 55, but I'll be honest, I don't remember, even though it was less than 2 weeks ago. Welcome to my world. Anyway, let's open up this and see how much trouble we can get into. So, slightly different subscription to the HuntVault Elite, slightly different target market. This is catered directly towards survival and tactical gear versus HuntVault is more dedicated towards hunting. Problem is if they did like they did last month, and they give you the wrong hunting genre, i.e. bow hunting, and I do rifle hunting, it doesn't exactly help. So I figured I'd try something else out that I would use. Being survival gear and or tactical gear, as I may or may not be in the military. So we're going to go ahead and open up this box and see what's going on. Alright, so I can already see the basic box. So I did go with the Pro Plus membership just because, hey, who doesn't want more knives? Decided to go with month number 55. Reason being is that it had a lot of good prepper gear in it, and it had a lot of fire starting stuff, and there's actually one part in here I was really excited about. Going through, you've got your first thing is your microfiber towel. So I've already got several of these, but for those of you who have never used one of these fun towels, they're fantastic for field use. I've used them exclusively while overseas. They pack up light and they dry you really well. It takes up a ton less space than your normal cotton towel. Always good to have, especially if you are out and about. So that one was supposed to be about 20 bucks. That's about average. Buying them on a military installation is about the same price. Next one was the Gator Eyes mini LED lights. So I watched the review video of this, and I thought for a minute I was like, man, this might be a little bit hokey, kind of a little weird. But I actually saw the benefit of it, especially because I use something similar. So the cool part about these is that they will actually clip onto your helmet, your hat, something like that. Now, obviously in the military we tend to use red lights instead of white lights. It helps make sure your light doesn't go that far. But the other nice part I like about it is that, I don't know, yes, it's magnetic. So I can actually put that on the side of my truck if I'm doing something, place it somewhere else, vice a headlamp is not. Great part about these is they're hands-free. So anybody who's never tried to skin a deer while holding a flashlight in their teeth, this is definitely a better product. So want to get that out of the way. Kind of a funky little deal. I think they're also really good for emergency purposes. So these are things that I can put in an emergency kit bag that gives us lights, gives us the capabilities. You can also put it onto your shirt, although it blind you right in your face, and you start doing like straight up Bela Lugosi looking stuff, vampire. But as you can see, they're pretty darn bright. It's closer to twilight right now, so might not show up as well. But it would be also good for small children because it's not that heavy. So got a couple of these. There's a 5-pack of them. They retail according to the box for 10 bucks. I have not price checked it, but still already better than the HuntVault Elite box that I got last month. All right, continuing down, it's the mini sharpener and tool. So I'm not gonna lie, I saw this and I was like, I need to kind of play with this because I like to have sharp knives. Now, the cool part part that I really enjoyed about this is that it's got a small little toolkit. The nice part about these little tools is they actually are the same size screwdriver bits, the little diamond-headed bits that you need for adjusting. Like if you look on the side of my Gerber, some of those knives, so if your pocket clip comes loose, if your knife blade becomes loose, you actually have the tools to fix them in the field. It's not very hard. It's got really nice design for the edges, and then on the top and the bottom you got your diamond plate and your ceramic, so that way you can both get that nice sharp edge and then you can refine it without having a strop there. But I thought this cool little product was really neat, especially because it's pocket sized. I'm not a huge fan of multi-tools and things like that because I think they're a waste of space, especially because I am never going to use a frickin' corkscrew in the field. I'm sorry, Swiss Army, if I have offended you, but I just think that they're a little bit worthless in my opinion versus something like this, especially if you're out hunting and you're gutting something. Much more important to have a sharp knife. So this thing only retails for $10, which I thought was actually kind of unique or interesting because I'd pay more for this than $10. I think I probably have for other products. Then the last one for their basic value, which is supposed to be about $49.95, is their tiny survival guide. Now, I thought this was kind of cool. It's a little bit, again, you never know what advice is on there, so I might have to actually go through and give you the review individually on it. But the part that I liked about it is that it has got a lot of different stuff. So you've got magnifying glass, and this thing is not just like some teeny tiny little survival guide. It's actually pretty good size. And the part I enjoy about it is the fact it's got everything from self-defense, hostage situations, because obviously I have to worry about hostage situations. I mean, who doesn't? It's got edible plants, building small traps, which if you're in the great state of California is illegal because you can't trap. So sorry guys, that won't help you. You better starve or pay the fine. First aid, shelter types, that kind of stuff. Again, the other benefit to that, if you look at this, it's about the size of a credit card. So it's not too much extra space in my wallet if I keep it in there. Again, it comes in a nice little plastic bag, so I can probably reseal it. And the nice cool part too is it looks like they've got a coupon. Ooh, who doesn't like coupons, right? Huh, Karen, you like coupons, don't you? So coupon here for 10% off of their other books. So it looks like they've got other survival guide packs. Looks like a little sharpener or building out your everyday carry kit. So pretty cool little piece of kit. Again, they said that was $10. Surprised that they think that that is worth $10 when this one's worth $10. Again, I think this is much more useful, but that's just me. Okay, so going on to the advanced kit, it's $98.89 retail value. It's the Lord and Field Camp Strike homemade fire starting kit. So that's probably a really horrible idea for me to do indoors, but why not? So automatically I can tell you this is an interesting product because it's wooden. So it actually seems like it's something that's quality. Again, could be a marketing gimmick, but I enjoy it. I think it's actually pretty neat. Let's see what we got in here. All right, unroll this. Okay, so this is like a little, it'll be another little striker. I bet the other part has got flint on it, or some type of a ferro rod of some sort. Really nice wax paper though. Guess they really didn't want this to get, yeah, there you go. So, awesome, cool little fire starters to have. I specifically got this kit because it had a couple of different fire starter things. So obviously if you take it, press the metal down, push it out, you get sparks. I'm not going to do it because my camera lady behind me, also known as the wife, will probably be really upset if I shoot sparks all over her. Happy wife, happy life, and I don't think she'll be happy before Valentine's Day if I singe off an eyebrow. So we're going to just move on past that. It looks like it's got some cotton. I bet it's probably pre-soaked in some type of, or some type of, maybe it could be probably something that's got fluid of some sort. Not that I smell, but who knows. For those of you, it's cold and flu season, so I can't smell squat. So unless it's doused in kerosene, I wouldn't smell it anyway. But really cool little kit. I don't think I'd keep the box for it if I was going to take it with me just because it takes up more room. But both of them had lanyards on it. So, very cool little part. And then this is the part that I thought was really cool. So this stuff, for those of you who don't know, is called Pyro Putty. This stuff is delicious. So what you do is you actually take this stuff, and it is extremely flammable. I know one of the other YouTubers is out there when I was reviewing, see which BattlBox I wanted to get, put some of this stuff on the top of the lid and actually lit it on fire with the ferro rod and the striker there. So pretty intense stuff, and the reason why I like it is that it lights no matter what. Some of the light when wet. So I think that's awesome, especially for cooking or being out in the field, having someplace warm. So that's the end of the advanced box. So that right there, they say it's about $100 value. I say that's pretty, I say for me personally, I think it's pretty good. I'm getting nods of approval from the wife that she thinks it's a fairly good value. Hopefully I can impress her further with my suave buying purchases.
I want to see the fire starter.
You want to see the fire starter?
I want to see it.
Oh God. All right. Well, she has said that she is willing to risk her eyebrows, ladies and gentlemen, for the sparks. So
Make the sparks fly.
Makes the sparks fly. For every man wants to hear right before Valentine's Day, right? So you should get. Let's see.
Oh, I see.
Woo! There we go. So as I said, this thing should be good for thousands of strikes. I like it because I don't like using my knife blades on the rods. I don't think it does them harm, but I don't think it does them any good either. I will not do the Pyro Putty inside because I did watch that gentleman's video, and I do not want to have to deal with that situation, especially because there's a smoke detector right up there, and I really don't need that headache right now. Going on through to the next part, it's the Pro Box. So that one, one of the real reasons that I sold it was because this, ladies and gentlemen, is a Wagon Tech Ion Boost Slim Jump Starter Kit. Yeah, the wife just perked her ears up. So this thing is a battery jump starter. For those of you who have never seen one of these before, it's got output so I can charge my phones, I can charge my electric stuff, or when fully charged, it is in theory able to jump start a vehicle on its own. Now, for those of you who have a family and have to travel, having jumper cables, always a wise idea anyway, but having something cool like this, it's only this size, to pack and put in there that it either has a battery usage, plus it might be able to actually jump start your car. I'm willing to test this out. I'm not willing to drain my battery to test it out, but I will see how much it goes. The cool part is the actual unit itself, it's only, it looks like it's what, 0.6 inches thick. So it's really small, and I already use stuff like this anyway, specifically whenever I go out to the field for charging phones and electronics. So that in itself is, according to this, supposed to be a $75 value. And I still think that's a pretty good purchase. So if you're looking right now at what you pay for the membership, regardless of what you think about this part, this in itself is almost over half for the premium box. So that's not bad at all. All right, and then, as I said, I decided to try and do the Knife of the Month Club because I have never, you can never have enough knives. Same thing with guns, right, dear? Yeah. So I got this one because it looked very unique and interesting for me. So it is the Lord & Field Atropos knife, Fortell Fisherman. So the reason why I got this one, one, I hadn't seen anything like it. So it comes in a pretty cool little container, and it's multi-use. I love stuff that's multi-use. Again, so this is the second Lord & Field one that has
Except the multi-tool.
Except the multi-tool, because I think that's a waste of time and space. But the cool part about this one that I liked is that it is, so this doesn't look like a knife to most people, and it shouldn't. The nice part is that it's got a lock and unlock feature, and I liked it because now I've got the capability to both eat as well. So I've got a fork and a knife, and then from watching some of these, let's see if I can hurt myself with this. I believe you can actually, there you go. You twist the bottom handle on the knife, and you can actually turn it into a fillet knife, which is
dagger.
Or a fillet knife is what they call it. So this is specifically for cutting up on fish. It's got a pretty good edge on it. I'm actually pretty impressed with that. So cool little functional tool sort of thing. I don't know. I don't believe that this does anything else. It does not. But
does it conduct electricity?
I don't know. You want to try? I didn't think so. So since the peanut gallery back there is active tonight too.
I'm sorry.
The nice part I like about it is that I can actually take this entire piece. I can catch a fish, I can fillet it. I can now light it a fire to start get something going with both the rods, and then I have tools to both fillet it and then cut and eat it as well. So it's not my standard, tactical knife that I'm going to end up hurting myself with, but it does also have a functional handle afterwards for this cutting. So I just thought that was a really unique idea, and apparently it's kind of it's just not common, and I like it. So what more excuse do I need, right? So my initial impressions as compared to the wonders that are the sorry, I'm really fascinated with this. I kind of want to play with this longer. It's probably best left for a different time off camera so I don't just drone on. But the reason I went with this one, again, I wanted to see if their customer service was better. Thus far, I'm much more impressed with BattlBox, Vice, HuntVault, just due to the fact that I had constant shipping updates. I had constant contact with their support team if I had any questions with anything. And I also was able to, again, I purchased this, it would have been 8 days ago now. So from purchase to on my doorstep, 8 days. Okay, BattlBox charged me last month for around the 15th for a product that I have yet to receive. That part kind of bothers me. HuntVault. What did I say?
BattlBox.
I will edit that part out. So, as I was saying...
You mean I will edit it?
Yes, you will edit that out. So, HuntVault charged me last month for a product I still have yet to receive versus I purchased this one and 8 days later I get this entire kit in. I didn't get the mission level 60, which is the one that's currently going on, I believe, but I should be on 61 next month if I plan to go with it. Thus far, my initial belief is that this is a much more quality product compared to what I got with HuntVault. I did like some of the unique things that were in their boxes, but their customer service plus the cost plus the fact that their shipping is just so horribly all over the place. It's really leading me to probably go more towards a BattlBox, and I'll pay the extra difference for the quality of stuff that I've seen here so far. So please stay tuned. Please, if you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. Leave comments, questions below. I'll be more than happy to answer them as soon as I can. And like always, stay safe and have a wonderful day.